What is up, YouTube? My name is James. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video here today. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to edit nature portraits in Lightroom. In this photo, I used a prism to get a rainbow on my subject's face, and it looks amazing. I'm going to show you guys how to edit this portrait with the prism in there to really get the best looking photo that we possibly can. I took this photo about like a month and a half ago at a meetup. It was super exciting, and I was so happy when I took this photo. I knew it was going to be amazing when I took it, and I'm super proud of it. So the raw file will be in the description below to download for you through Dropbox. So be sure to download that, upload it in Lightroom, and follow along if you want to. Go follow along on your own photos. Do whatever you want. Do whatever helps you. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Links in the description below. I post photos every day on my Instagram. Always bangers. Also, be sure to subscribe. And last guys, my name is James. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Okay guys, so here's the photo we're editing today. It's one of my friends, Hannah. I met her about 4 months ago at the meetup with Brandon Wolfel, and I ran into her maybe like a month and a half ago at a meetup in Central Park. I was with Sophie, and we decided to shoot her in these bushes here and with a prism, and it came out amazing. I absolutely loved the shots that I came out with, and this is probably my favorite. One of my favorite shots I've ever taken ever. The prism was just perfect. The composition I think is just awesome, and I just love this photo. So I'm gonna be showing you guys how to edit this from start to finish with some brushes and a radial filter, so you guys will get a sense of how I use those as well. So let's get straight into the photo here. This is the raw file. So right off the bat, we're going to make this a little bit cooler of a temperature. So we're gonna bring it down to around, like, let's say right there, 4364. And for tints, we're gonna make it a bit purple, around plus 13. Next, we're gonna leave the exposure completely unmoved at all. We're gonna keep it completely still. We're gonna bring our contrast around plus 35. We're going to bring our highlights to plus 39. So the reason why I'm bringing my highlights up is because I want to bring out like a little bit of shine, the light on her face and her arm. I want to show that the sun is present in this photo, which it was. Next, for shadows, bring out to plus 7. That's good. Whites, we're going to bring into plus 33 again to show that the sun was present in this photo. Blacks to around negative 23. I don't want too much detail coming out of her hair. I want it to look super slick and just like super clean. You'll see what I mean when I do this tone curve. So for the tone curve, we're going to be using 3 points. We're going to take our first point right from the bottom right here and bring it probably around right here. The next point we're going to bring around right here-ish. And the third point we're going to bring around right here. Bring it down a little bit more. Right, just like that. Perfect. Now we're going to go down to the HSL and mess with the colors. So, for our hues, we're going to be making our yellows negative 13. Right there. Our greens, we're going to make negative 70. We're making our greens more yellow to get more of like a moody, kind of like just like, I don't know, a warm feeling out of this photo. If we leave it too green, it's just too cool of a photo, as in temperature wise. And I don't know, I'm not a fan of it. You can do that if you're into that. Maybe you want to bump up the saturation a bit, you know, the vibrance, and just like do stuff like that. But I don't want to do that with this photo. I want to keep the greens at negative 7 to get more yellow out of these leaves. So next we're going to go to the saturations, and for our reds, we're going to up that to around plus 30. We're going to take our oranges, make it around plus 60-ish, just like that. Our yellows around plus 58. And our greens at around negative 23. We're going to leave the rest alone because those colors really aren't present in the photo. But the reason we're doing that is because we want to get a little more color out of the photo, and you want to make the colors stand out with the prism that was over her eyes. Now for luminances, we're going to make the reds around plus 21. For our oranges, we're going to make that around plus 5. Yellows around plus 70. And for the rest of the colors, around plus 20. So just like that. Now again, I just like to do that for some reason. I don't know why I like that, but I just do, and it just ends up looking pretty good. I don't know why. I still have no idea why I do that. Now for highlights, we're going to make this around 225 hue, and our saturation around 31. Now that makes the highlights a bit more cooler, as you can see. It's right over here on our highlight color board, or whatever you want to call it. Next, for the shadows, we're going to make the hue around 28, which is around an orangish yellow, and we're going to make the saturation around 8, just like that. And it gives it more of a warmer, like just a warmer tone to it. It just makes it a super evenly warm photo, I think. It looks nice. Next, we're going to be going to our vignetting, and I actually made the vignetting around a +6, which is pretty crazy because no one ever does that. And yeah, oh, that was distortion. I'm an idiot. Around a 6 vignetting, just like that. Now, before we do any grain, I want to go to the shadows of the photo and the tint and the camera calibration and make those around +15. Now, what I did in this photo, which I don't do very often, is I added some grain. Okay, I added some grain. I made my grain around 80. So let's put it right there. Our size I made 38, and I left the roughness around 50. Just like that. So the reason why I did that is because, I don't know, it gives it more of this kind of like old school vibe. I don't know, it just makes it more just, I don't know, it seems homey, and that doesn't even make sense. But I don't know, I just really like it when it's has some grain to it. I just like it a lot. But now we're going to go to our brushes because we have a lot of brushing to do. So the first brush I want to make is on this leaf right here. This leaf's a bit dark. All the other leaves are pretty bright, and this one just isn't. So we're going to brighten it up a bit. Let's cover up this whole leaf. And so what we're going to do is we are going to pretty much make the temperature around a 6. We are going to make the exposure around a 0.72. Brighten that shit up, just like that. Our highlights around a +94. And make our clarity around a -15. And we have our leaf, just like that. It looks pretty even to the rest of them, and it looks good. Actually, I want to just up the bring the contrast down a little bit, and just like that. So, next, we are going to be editing her hair. So, let's brush all over her hair real quick. Okay, let's get the little bottom piece right here. Just like that. And for her hair, we're going to make our exposure around 0.61. Get a little more detail out of the hair. And the shadows around a -29. Just like that, and we're done with our hair. So pretty much I just wanted to bring the detail in with the exposure, but then take some of the shadows out. Just make it just pretty much doing a Lightroom version of dodging and burning, essentially. Which, if that makes sense, kind of worked, kind of didn't. If I can go crazy with it in Photoshop if I wanted to, but just not going to bother with that now. So next, we're going to be editing her eyes. Not the whites of her eyes, but her eyes herself. So, we're going to zoom it around to 1:1, just like that. And we're going to brush her eyes. Just like that. So, for this, we will be making the temperature around a -39. The exposure around a 1. Oh, sorry. It's editing her hair as well right now. Let's undo that. Let's make a new brush and brush her eyes again real quick. Take 2 seconds to do that. Okay, so temperature -39. We're going to make the exposure 1.08. 1.08. We're going to make the shadows around a +67. And the saturation around 42. Now you can see now, if you look closely into her eyes, you can see some detail out of it. You can see some colors, and it looks pretty nice. So next, what we're going to be doing editing is the whites of her eyes. Just like that. right here. So brush that right there, and we're gonna brush the inside of it right here. And so what we'll be doing there is just pretty much just upping the exposure, making it a bit brighter, just like that. Okay, so next we're making a radial filter over her face and her hand. So real quick, let's make our radial filter. We're making it just like this, around this big or so. If one wants to load a little more, speed a bit slow. Just make it a little more skinnier, just like that. So we're gonna bring it right here-ish, on right there, and we're gonna tilt it just like this. Perfect. And what we're gonna do with this is we're going to make the exposure around plus 0.2 and the clarity around a negative 33. So if you see right there, we did that, but that's not what we want. That's not what we want. We want to invert the mask, so now that is now on her face and her hand. So that is our radial filter. We inverted it, and so now those effects are applied inside the circle instead of outside the circle, which is what we want. That is going to be it for this photo. If you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. Link is in the description below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see in the next video. What kind of tutorials you guys want to see next. And lastly, guys, my name's James. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
This is the scent of your skin on the linoleum floor. This is the scent of quarantine wings in a hospital. It's not so pleasant and it's not so pleasant. Oh!
Finally!
Wait, time out. Don't jump down. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Oh! There it is.
So, Logic followed me on Instagram apparently. That's kind of interesting.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, that would have been crazy.
Out here catching bangers. I hate myself. Like I do. I actually hate myself.
I hate you too.
Thanks.